There it goes. Don't know why I did a black screen for a second there, but hopefully you guys can see the game now. And we will go into a solo game. So we have done all of the darkest puzzles. We got the key out of there. We figured out that this was Latin. And so with that being Latin, we found 3 red stars in 3 levels throughout the different areas. There was one in Sweet Dreams. There was one in Into the Unknown. And there was one on the Hideout. And that gave us a key. Or each of those gave us a key. Completing these special puzzle pieces, which were inside this room, each gave us a key. And when we did all that, we unlocked an extra book in here, which let us put a book on the bookshelf here, leading us to the last secret room. So this secret room, spoilers, I have completed it before. It took forever, but I'm going to walk you guys through how to beat it and some of the tips and tricks on it, because it is a difficult one, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and go through there. So let's go. I like this creepy hallway. I wish they did more secret rooms. Hopefully they do expand it a little bit so we can find more secrets and get in more puzzles. You are about to enter the darkest of puzzles. It requires vast knowledge that can only be attained outside Escape Simulator. Are you ready? Now, when it says this, it means you are going to have to search the internet far and wide for the answers to this puzzle. You are going to have to Google, Bing, Yahoo Answers, DuckDuckGo, whatever your search browser is, to find the answer to these. So let's go ahead and hit play. And let me open up my notes because I'm gonna need them. Oop, I did not mean to pick you up, dude. Whoosh. So in here we have a lot of statues. There are a whole bunch of statues, as well as what looks like pictures on the walls and rings from Sonic, and a Stargate ring in the middle, because why not? That's a good thing to have. We can just portal. Oh, I can't even walk through the portal. Well, no portals to another world for me. So where to start in here? One thing to start with is there are a lot of statues. So I'm going to take these statues and I'm going to organize them a little bit. Let's get some of these, and I'm going to get all the sitting guys into an area. Let's go ahead. We're gonna need these. We're gonna have to find all sorts of different statues, and we're gonna have to look through them all. So if we're gonna have to find different statues, let's make sure we don't look at the same one like 10 times and go, did I already look at this? Because that would be dumb. It would be something I would do. and it would be dumb. I definitely would do it, like, look at the same statue like 10 times. So all of these are lower to the ground or sitting over here. Sorry, I had to sneeze. You're praising the sun, so you can stay there praising the sun, because I know what you're doing. So now we know what everyone's poses are. So this will help us later when we want to go look closer, just to try to find different poses. So let us go start, here is pretty good. So from here, there's, I think, 8 different things around here. And as we're looking around, there is a little cipher here. And this would be the first cipher we go for. And this cipher, each cipher is different. None of the ciphers correspond. So even if you solve one of them, it's not going to solve all of them. So let's say you figured out what this one actually meant in correspondence with what this is. It doesn't matter on trying to solve the next one. You're going to have to find the new cipher. So it's just going to help you figure out if you have the right painting, because this looks like a painting, right? So we're going to try and find a painting that matches kind of like this aesthetic. So it's got like a wall here and a background. So what we can do is take your search browser of choice and let's take a look at what you find. And I've already found this one. So this is what I found. Let me just share this. Oops. So this is the picture that I found. It is pretty similar to this. So if you take a look, you can see this little arch right here is the same as the arch on this up here. So this little structure right here is the same as the one here. Sorry, it's hard to keep my mouse there so I can point to both. So what you're doing is trying to match the artwork to it. And the other part that we want to do is get the people that we see in the artwork. So you see the different people down here. We want to match them in their statues in these little circles based on these circles here. So one of the circles looks like up here. If we come up here, oh, yep, right here. So it is up on the pillar. So it is that statue. So we're gonna go find all those statues real quick. So let's go find the correct ones. And I'm gonna do a little zooming in and out of the pictures. And this is probably gonna take a little bit, but we're gonna try and figure out these statues. Oops, did not mean to ping. Let's see. Whoops. Do not mean to zoom in on that guy that much. So the guy in the background is doing like a little reaching for his shin. So let's see. Is there a guy reaching for his shin? Like this one. Wait, where were we? We are over here. So he is this one. I don't think you have to get it the correct direction because it is really hard to do that. But we're gonna go to the next one, which is this guy, which he has his fist on his butt. Okay. Does anybody have their fist on their butt? Also, all of these are typical Roman man, but all of these paintings are not typical Roman man. So don't let that throw you off. That did throw me off when I was looking up. This guy has a fist on his butt. That might be him. So let's throw him up here. Now, what is our next one? We have 4 more. So if we're looking at this picture up here and compare it, then we are probably looking at this guy right here. Oops. So I'm going to make it just slightly bigger. Who is this? He's got like arms slightly out, right foot out. So we want to look for that. Arms slightly out, right foot out. Like this guy. Where are we at? I lose my place all the time here. So we want this one. Oh, is that the right spot? No, this might be this guy. Because this is in front of the pillar. This actually might be here. So this might be this here. This might be a guy sitting, thinking, sitting by his dog. So one of our sitting guys with 2 hands in his face. So this one. Okay. And then we have 2 more in the back, which is this leaning one and this one. So we're looking for those 2. So let's look for leaning guy with his right hand a little weird. Oh, like this one? Yeah, like this one. Where are we going? Over here. And that guy is pointing with his left hand and leaning on like a pole or something. So, this? Yeah, this one. And we'll know we got it right because everything's gonna move. And I think we did it. Perfect. So everything moved. The lights started glowing. And you notice that that picture is the same one that I brought up on Google. So that is how we know it was correct. And you see how it circles the head of every single person that we put down as the statue. It also turned the statue in the correct direction. So you do not have to put the statue in the correct direction. That is just a bonus. So let's move to the second one. Let's see what the second one is. Uvarfej, whatever this says. Okay. It's got 3 arches and a spear. So when I was searching for this one, I literally Googled 3 arches and a spear, and I found this one. This was one of the few that I actually found pretty quickly. This is Oath of the Harati. Oh yeah, the other one, the artist name, this right here, this says Panini. So Panini was the artist, Giovanni Paolo Panini. The artwork is called The Architectural Capriccio of the Roman Forum with Philosophers and Soldiers. An art major definitely made this puzzle. So that is how you know. This next one, the artwork is called Oath of the Harati by Jacques Louis David. And I'm sure I pronounced that incorrectly, majorly, but that's okay. So let's bring this one up because I was so proud of myself when I found this one. But it matches up pretty nicely. So this one is here. And in here, you can see the spear in there and the 3 arches. And it looks like the 3 arches in the background. And you can see all the little people spots down here. So we're going to have to find all of these different people and put them onto the spots. So this is going to be the next one we look for. Let's find all of these guys who are saluting and getting ready to stab people. And then all the ladies in the back that are sitting. So people with arms straight out is probably going to be who we find first. This will be probably guy in the middle, I think. This is going to be one of them because they are, I think this is the guy in the back. There is one more with his arm out, but it's his other arm. I know I said it doesn't have to be the right way, but I just want to make sure the arms look correct because that looks correct. This guy technically has his arm around his waist because they are totally together. I don't know why they don't in this statue, but it's fine. Then there is the guy holding the swords up. So let's see. Someone holding swords up. Would that be this guy? I think it's this guy. Let's go over here. Now all the ladies sitting down. Let's see. Take a look. There's 3 of them. And even though they're ladies sitting down, all of the statues are typical Roman white man. So can't actually tell which one's which. Let's see, which one is fainting? This one is gonna be this one. You are leaning, you're the second one. And then somebody, you are caring for the little girl. And we did it. That would be all done with number 2. And we have everything glowing. We have the fires lit and the picture looks exactly like the one that I found. So that one was Oath of the Harati from Jacques Louis David. So we will go to the next one, which has a lot of things scratched out. So to make these things even harder, we don't even have all the letters for it. So let's see what this one is. This one is Sano di Pietro, which is St. Anthony's distributing his wealth to the poor. All right. Let's make sure I find the right... Oop, walking into a wall. Yep. This is the image I found, and it matches up pretty nicely. You can see the little windowsill in the background, and it matches. This little alcove right here is on the left side. This little one is on the right, and you can see the upper section up here on the top area, as well as the little cutout. And this matches the little cutout as well. So all we have to do is find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. There are 5 main people in this picture. So although there's 6 people in this picture because there's one in the background. So we got to make sure we find the right 5 people. So let's zoom in a little bit and let's grab the right ones. We'll start with the one on the far right and see if we can get that saint that's handing the kid money. Looks like just this one right here, actually. Looks like that's handing someone money. Let's see the spot. And then the next one's probably the person holding the kid. So let's find somebody holding a kid. We are using up people. So if you ever have a problem finding out which one, like which statue to use, don't worry. Go back and complete one of the other ones, and you can come back to it. Like if you can't find one of the pictures, you can, or one of the statues, go to the next picture, find all the statues there, and then come back and you might find it because you're using all the statues on the other ones. Let's see. This guy is a little hunched over, and he has his left hand near his chin. So guy hunched over with his left hand near his chin. Left hand near his chin. Don't see this guy. Or is it this one? It might be this one. It's not as hunched over as I thought, but... And then the last one in that part of it is this old guy with walking his dog. He's very neutral looking, but it might just be this guy. He looks like he's holding a leash and a stick. That could be it. And then far left, it's just like the guy holding a stick. Can't really see much else. So, left hand holding a stick. Left hand holding a stick. Don't see a left hand holding a stick. I might skip this one for now. Oh, wait. Left hand holding a stick. Never mind. Let's see if this does it. This does not do it. Okay. Ooh, maybe it's because this one. Nope. I might skip this one for now and come back to this one just to see if I grabbed one of the wrong statues. If there's a similar one somewhere, because sometimes there's similar looking things, like the baby holding one. Because there's a couple that could be the baby holding one, or possibly the dog walkie one. Like this one could be the dog walking one. Oh, yep, that's the dog walking one. Okay, so we got that one. Whoop. That means you go back in the line. That is number 3. We have the picture done. And that one was... Oops. I broke the Chrome one. There we go. And let's see. That was Saint Anthony distributing his wealth to the poor from Sano di Pietro. I should have put the years that these were from, because these are old paintings. But we can go to the next one. This is another long one. So let's take a look. This is from Pietro Perugino. This is Saint Bernardino appearing at night to Giovan Antonio Tornaro and healing his wound from a trap, or Miracles of Saint Bernardino. That is a really long name, just so you know. But let's open that one up and take a look. Oops, walking into a wall. So this one took forever to find. There are a lot of them that are very similar to this one. But this one is specific, especially to find the little cutout in the background, and for the little upper windowsill and lower windowsill. So you got to know those. Yeah. So it's a little crazy, but these are here. Now, this has like 6 people and they're all fighting in the courtyard. So let's grab the 6 people that are fighting in the courtyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also, your head's like backwards. I don't know. Your body doesn't seem right. Kind of. Yeah, your head seems a little backwards. I don't know. It just seems off to me. But we can figure these out. So we've got a lot of sword swinging guys. Oh, hello. Welcome back, Shadow. We're still working on trying to find these sword swinging guys. Like this one, I think, is the far left one. The guy in the back there looks like his right arm is forward and his left arm is down. Let's see. Yeah, of course, Shadow. That's fine. Let's see. Where is this one? That definitely looks like him. Now for this one here, it's like his head's backwards, but his left arm is like up and his right arm is down. Oops. So let's find somebody who's going crazy. This guy. This guy's going crazy. And then we got somebody who's doing the exact opposite. Doing the exact opposite craziness. Exact opposite craziness. This is the exact opposite craziness. Less crazy, but we'll see. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. And then this one is like Shield with a nice butt. He's got a nice butt profile. I don't know why. How do you hold a shield like that? Do this one? No, I don't think that's doing it. Who's doing the shield profile? They got like one leg out. It might be this one. Yeah, it might be this one. And then there's someone in the back screaming with their arms up. Find the person in the back screaming. Who is doing the screaming? Oh, this one. And let's see if that worked. That did not work. So something is wrong. Probably not you. Something is wrong. You look correct. You look correct. If anything, I think it's... I don't think it's you. I think you're correct. I think you're correct. I think it might be this one. This arm might be too high. I think it might be the stabby one. Is there another stabby one? Do we have another stabby one? Do we have another crazy stabby? We don't have another crazy stabby. That has to be the right crazy stabby. Okay, so this might be a point that we skip for the moment. Unless there's another shield one. Oh, no, you're not the shield one. Unless there's another shield one. Who's got the crazy shield stance with the one knee higher thing? Nobody? Nobody. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna skip this just for a moment. And we're gonna go to the next painting and we'll probably wind up replacing one of those. I don't know which one yet, but we'll probably wind up replacing one Or maybe they just need to move slightly because we didn't put it down in the right spot. It's possible. Because that looks like everything is correct, but it's not popping. So we'll go to the next one and come back to that one. So let's go to the next one. And what is this? This one is really long. Eleanor Fortescue Brickdale, the Forerunner. Okay. So this was one of them that I got early as well because it is just 5 arches, I think. And it is a lot of people, including a little kid that is just right there. Even though there is no little kid in here, so that little kid is played by one of the random statues in here. But this is what we have to go with to find the correct statues. So let's try and find it. Starting with the left, I think the first two. It has the first 2 circles close to each other here. Like, they're close here, but the circles are slightly further away. I think they are these 2. So I'm gonna grab a sitting person for her with an arm up. That's gonna be her here. And then for him, somebody leaning over a chair would be this one. And then one of the 2 girls next to them would be the other one. But which one of the 2? Well, this looks like one of them because that looks like the one in the greenish blue dress, right? That's the way the arms are. We can try that. The little kid has his arms behind his back. So let's find a statue with his arms behind his back. Any statues like this? That looks like a kid with wonder in his eyes. And then the old man holding up his statue of greatness. Old man holding up statue. Let's see, that is over here. And now we have the last 2, which is probably going to be the guy who's thinking. So, guy who's thinking. And I'm assuming it's going to be the snob. Just where that is, that looks like the guy who's snobby. So hands on hip, snobby, head in the air. Just gotta go, huff. I don't care. Whatever. Who cares about this art? Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so I think it's gonna be this one that's wrong, if anything. So what about the other lady? The other lady would be this one. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And that's the same artwork that we just found. That was The Forerunner by Eleanor Fortescue Brickdale. So we will go to the next one, which is almost completely written out. So I don't know how you're supposed to figure this out other than by looking. But this was actually, I'm pretty sure, the first one I figured out. So even though the cipher is complete trash, I'm pretty sure looking up ancient artwork, Roman artwork, this is like the first thing that comes up on Google. Like, this is something that is just right there every time. This is what is it called? This is from Raffaello. Well, the cipher is supposed to say Raffaello. Nothing that I can find says his name is Raffaello. It's Raphael. That's what everyone knows him by, at least in modern day. And it's the School of Athens, which is a very famous piece of artwork. So here is the School of Athens, and it matches up pretty much perfectly. Nice giant arch, because that's basically what I Googled, is just giant arch in a stadium. And this has, as I looked up, things like Pythagoras, Plato. It has a lot of philosophers and mathematicians and everything all in one place. So it is crazy full of famous people. And considering we are getting closer towards the end, I am going to move all of these statues into one little area because I do not want to keep running back and forth again. Come on, put it down. Thank you. And we're just gonna get all these guys over here. I just want to make sure these are over here so that we can see when we get these done. Okay, so with this, let's see what we can find. So it looks like we are going to start by looking somewhere in this direction. So we have to make sure we find the right faces. According to this map and where the dots are. So giant arch, extra little thing here for the windowsill up there. That looks like it might be the guy holding his hand out. So it might be this guy. So let's try that for the far left. And he's holding his left hand out, but his right hand is down. This one. So we do have one that matches that, so that is fine. This right here looks like the box. So right here would be the guy who's kneeling down with the thinking man type thing. So that would be him right here. And to his left is some other guy that's sitting and leaning to his left. But he's only like half sitting. So he might be Where is somebody? Oh, wait, no. Is it not that guy that's sitting and leaning to his left? Because I was thinking this guy right here, pointing with the, oh, that would be this guy. Not really sitting, but he's there. Okay. 2 people in the archway. Right in the middle of the archway. So that would be these 2. So one guy is pointing up with one finger and one guy has his arm outstretched and he's holding a book or something. So pointing up with one finger is this one. And then arm outstretched holding a book is this one. Now, the guy in front of them that's sitting down is probably going to be the spot in front of them because that's really lower. So let's look for a sitting with his legs all sprawled weirdly. That would be this one. All right. And then we've got 2 more. Let's grab this and slide over to the right. There's still so many people over here, but we're gonna try and deduct some clues. They're too far on the right, and we're gonna see. We take a look. It's probably this guy. And it's probably either this one here who's like leaned over or this one here that's like crouched down on one knee. I'm assuming it's one of these 2. So let's look for one of these 2 figures. And let's look for this guy who's got like his hand in his robe. But let's look for those 2. So hand in robe is this one. Can I grab you? I'm getting stuck on things. This is hand in robe guy. And now for the crouched down ones. I think this is the crouched down one. Let's see. Is this crouched down one? It is. We did it. There we go. That is our next map, which was the School of Athens by Raffaello. Or Raphael. All right. This next one, which this is the clue we're given. It is also marked out. So since this is marked out a lot, this is Bruegel, which is actually Pieter Bruegel the Elder, and it is children's games. That is the picture. So this is the image that you're supposed to find. This one was a little difficult to find, but we found it. And you can see it matches up with the little area. This little thing matches this up here. As well as this little cutout here matches the little part on the wall. So we can see everything. The problem is it looks like there's only a couple dots and they're all spread out in these tiny little area. So it's a bunch of these tiny little kids. So we're gonna have to find these tiny little kids. So let's try and find those. I'm thinking, just based on where these dots are, that it is going to be maybe this kid. Well, no, it can't be upside down kid because there's no upside down statues. So this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid, this kid, and this kid. So it's these ones. All of these here. So let's find all of those. And maybe go from there. And there is a spot here. Oh, there's another spot on the left side too. Oh no. Let me zoom in a little bit more. The spot on the left side. That might be one of these holding this down, like this one here. Okay. So these kids right here, this one and this one. Let's find those. All right. Let's find the one with the broom first. Is there somebody holding a broom with their right hand out? This one. You're holding a broom with your right hand. Yeah, totally. Now somebody leaning down and picking up like a bag or something. That's you. Somebody holding a stick with two hands. You. Someone leaning over and sweeping or something. Possibly you. Someone praising the sun. That's praising the sun, I think. Praise the sun. And then we've got somebody holding something to their chest. Are they kneeling at all? I don't think they're kneeling. So I think that might be this. And in the background, somebody leaning down and reaching for this. Ooh, we got one of them wrong. Oh, no, we're missing the one. We're missing this one. Okay. It's the one that's carrying someone on her back. There we go. It's children's games. And you can see all of it right there. Nice and outlined. So that was Pieter Bruegel the Elder children's games. So let's go to the next one. This one has a giant arch. This one I also found, and then I thought I was wrong, and then I had to come back to it. So this is, let's see. This is Fra Carnevale, which is Bartolomeo Corradini, Presentation of the Virgin in the Temple. Okay. Presentation of the Virgin in the Temple. So this has a lot of pieces of people. It looks like mostly people on this left side. So We've got... Oops. Move this a little bit. So it looks like we're gonna need these people down here. So a lot of these poor guys near the dog. We're gonna need this guy here, this shady one over in the shade. And then we're gonna need one of these two ladies right here. Probably the one in the green, I'm assuming. So let's start grabbing those. Let's start with the ones sitting down. So this would be the one in the back. Then we've got this guy who is here. And then we've got this guy who is here. And in the far back, we've got this one here. We've got wait, no, this is this one. You're all relaxed. And then this is pregnant lady. Oh, that was quick. Because we only had a few left, so it could only be so many things. All right, perfect. Wait, that means we did have this one earlier. We had this correct. So let me bring this back up. We had everything correct on this one. The only issue is possibly what order that they're in, because this is the only one we didn't do. Wrong button. So because we have no more statues, right? Everything else is lit up. Oh, wait, no. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. It's this one. So let's look again. This one, that's that direction. Like, the directionality shouldn't matter. We've done it the wrong direction before. So it just might be that it's just not registering something. Because these are all the right ones. Everything else is correct. I don't know why this wouldn't work. Why would this one not work? some of the wider stance ones... All the wider stance ones seem to have worked better. When it's wider, yeah. Odd. I have them in the right order. Oh, are these two backwards? That's why. Those two looked pretty similar. They were just backwards. Okay. That was the problem. The statues looked exactly the same. One just... They're both stabby stabs. One just had a lower arm and one is an upper arm, and that was my problem. So that is the end of that, and we have completed the final level of Escape Simulator 2. So we are done with this. Boop. And that opened our portal to another dimension. At the darkest of puzzles. Whoosh. Unfortunately, we don't get a picture for it. Unfortunately. So, but we can go back there whenever we want, just opening the door, and you can go right back in. And you do get a trophy for unlocking that area, which is this Atlas trophy. Whoosh. So I have all the trophies now.